On this week's episode of BJ in the Morning, we're going to have a little fun together. Let's go.
Welcome to BJ in the Morning.
I'm Juan.
And I'm Brendan.
And welcome to our radio show.
It's currently 2 a.m. Just trying to keep the airwaves open for all you late night drivers.
Trying to keep you guys entertained,
So if you need to go to a better radio station, good luck.
Good luck, because there's nothing else.
We legally can't play music, so you just got to listen to us talk for at least an hour.
At least an hour.
No, but for real, what are we doing today, Juan?
We're going to have some fun.
It's on what?
We're going to have some fun.
What?
We're going to have some fun.
Yeah.
We're going to have some fun.
Okay.
We're going to have some fun.
What kind of fun?
What you going to do when you get out of jail? I'm going to have some fun.
I'm at a loss at the moment.
That's a song.
Is it a song?
It's a real song.
I don't know that song.
You don't know that song?
No, who's it by?
Well, they play that in a J-Lo song back in the day.
Uh-huh.
What you gonna do when you get out of jail? I'm gonna have some fun.
Yeah, no.
I think it's the song that goes... No, I think that's Mariah Carey.
Yeah.
I'm gonna find it. But today we are gonna have some fun.
Yeah, I think we have some games lined up, or at least a game, maybe two. We have some questions from people who listen to the podcast. We're going to answer those questions, right?
Oh, it is a Mariah Carey song. But it's a sample from Genius of Love by Tom Tom Club.
Tom Tom Club?
Yeah.
It's my favorite band.
Yeah. So the original is...
Is this legal?
I don't think so.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
This is taking a dive. We just told him at the beginning we couldn't legally play music.
Yeah. Sorry, guys.
And here we are.
But it's literally saying, what you gonna do when you get out of jail? I'm gonna have some fun.
But we're not getting out of jail because we weren't in jail.
But we're still gonna have some fun.
We're still gonna have fun. So I have, we put up a poll probably last week, a week ago, 2 weeks ago, something like that.
I think it was like 2 weeks.
On Instagram.
Yeah.
Maybe not a poll. It was more of like a question. It was a question on Instagram, and I just asked, like, what do you guys want to hear us talk about? And we got some responses.
Nice.
Have you looked at these responses?
I have.
I haven't. I'm just kidding.
I have looked at them.
So we're gonna respond to some of these.
Okay.
So the first one on the list is, what's the best Shrek movie? And if you were a character in the Shrek movies, like the universe, what character would you be?
Okay.
So best Shrek movie for me is number one.
Number one.
Of course. It's just solid.
Yes.
Dude,
the
second one's okay.
I watch Shrek like once a week. Once a month, maybe.
Maybe once a year.
Once a month.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, like Shrek overall was just such a crazy movie, and like the time it came out was pretty awesome. Like we were still kids for the most part.
Yeah.
I remember seeing it in theaters. Had no idea what it was. I had already seen like Mike Myers movies before, so that was fun.
Yeah. I don't think I watched it in the theater. I think I watched it when it came out on DVD, maybe.
Yeah, I mean, I have a VHS copy of Shrek.
Do you?
Yeah.
Interesting.
It doesn't have the case anymore, but I definitely have the VHS. But yeah, what character do you think you would be?
Okay, so when I got my hair cut, I was told that I look like handsome Shrek.
I think they
From Shrek the Third?
I think they meant to say you just look like Shrek, but
No. No, dude. No.
remember that time you painted your whole body green to be Hulk?
Yeah.
Shrek.
Shrek. Jesus. I didn't even think about that. I think, okay, if I can't say handsome Shrek, then I think I would be Puss in Boots.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why is that?
Because I love Puss in Boots.
Mm-hmm.
And I am Hispanic.
Are you?
I am. And I love cats.
You do love cats.
And I know martial arts, so I would make a really good Puss in Boots.
Okay, I see it. I could see it. I have no idea what character I would be.
Shrek.
No. We're both Shrek in this case. No, because like, you know, you'd want to be like a character that you probably like, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like storybook characters like that, like my favorites are like Peter Pan and stuff like that. And Peter Pan's kind of sucks in that movie, you know?
Yeah.
I would love to be one of the 3 blind mice.
That would be funny.
They're so funny.
Yeah.
I just love them so much.
Or one of the pigs.
The pigs, yeah, that was
Play
next.
some movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, play. That was definitely on the DVD.
It was. And then the gingerbread man.
Oh, yeah.
Gingy.
Oh, not the gumdrop buttons.
I remember one of my jobs in the past. There were times where like 3 of us would just start screaming that whole scene at each other. And it's just kind of carried on ever since. So now randomly it'll just be like, "Oh, you're a monster."
Do you know the Muffin Man?
The Muffin Man?
The Muffin Man.
Well, she's married to
The Muffin Man.
the Muffin Man.
The Muffin Man.
It was a great question. It was a great question. Thank you, Justin, for sending that in. He also sent another one. Are you ready for this one? Have you ever been slapped across the face, and what was the story? And the funny thing is, we talked about this on the last podcast, about a celebrity interaction that you had.
Oh, right.
And now we can tie that in together and not do a whole episode of celebrity interactions. Do you want to tell that story right now? Because it trumps any story that I have.
Sure.
I can give you mine real fast. It'll be 2 seconds.
Yeah, go ahead.
I haven't.
You haven't been slapped across the face?
No, I have. I think there was this one time. No, I didn't get slapped in the face. I've never been slapped in the face. I have now been slapped in the face. But Juan, you actually have a story, and I think it's the perfect time to tell the story.
Okay, so this is one of the worst celebrity interactions I've ever been a part of. Now, I've always been very lucky, and I've met quite a few celebrities.
Yeah, you know, you're just a social butterfly. We discussed this.
Yeah. So
you don't say no to anyone, like to talk to anyone. You're like, I can talk to them.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's the president. No, I can talk to him. It's fine. I'll walk right up. You know, just whoever it is, it don't matter.
Right. So, I was at a concert. I think the concert was The Cab.
Obscure band from the late 2000s.
Right. So if anyone knows who The Cab is, we're not talking about The Cab.
Bounce, bounce, baby, bounce, bounce with me.
We're talking about their openers.
Who was their opener?
Hey Monday.
Hey Monday. I know this band, but for anyone out there listening who doesn't know this band, they didn't get popular.
No.
Like, they were popular enough in our scene of like emo and pop punk music and stuff.
Yeah.
Similar to bands like A Rocket to the Moon,
right.
The Cab, obviously, All Time Low, that kind of vibe.
Mm-hmm.
The Somerset, who's touring again.
Nice.
We should go.
We should.
That was a good celebrity encounter.
Jess.
Anyways, finish.
We met Jess.
Who is the important person of Hey Monday?
So the important person of Hey Monday is their lead singer, Cassidy Pope.
And why would we know her now?
She was on the
On the Vogue.
She was on The Voice. And I think she won The Voice.
I'm not sure. I don't watch those.
I think she won The Voice that season that she was on.
The only things from The Voice and like American Idol and all those kind of shows that I see are like clips on YouTube where it's like, "Wow, this was an incredible performance," and I'm like, "Yeah, it was good.
This was an incredible performance."
Yeah, I'm like, "Yeah, no, that was awesome." Yeah. But Cassidy Pope,
she's performing. She's on stage. She's having a good time, and I think, like at the time, I had already had like a black eye or something from.
A black eye?
Black eye.
Uh-huh.
From martial arts or something. Anyways, that has nothing to do with any of this. But so
Juan just wants to make sure everyone knows he does martial arts.
Yeah. I do martial arts for 28 years. And yeah. Anyways, so we're listening to this band and she like is singing and she goes to crowd surf. And she jumps into the crowd and just falls straight through the crowd.
Yeah, because, again, not that popular.
Like, nobody caught her.
Right.
Except for me and, like, 2 other people maybe, like, helped her not slam onto the floor.
Mm-hmm.
And then she got back up, finished the song from the crowd. And then when the song was over, I don't know what the fuck happened, but she turned to me, slapped me across the face, tried to kick me in the balls, so I like blocked, and then while I was blocking her kick, she punched me in the face. And mind you, I was 16 years old.
That's assault, brother.
That is assault. That is salt. Okay? That is so salt. So she does that, and she's like cussing at me, and I'm like, what the fuck? I'm so confused. Mm-hmm. And then they had to, the security had to pull me to the back. And they said, like, you know, they asked me how old I was, blah, 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 whatever. They're like, we need you to call your parents to pick you up, and you need to stay back here. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? So then I come to find out that while she was in the crowd, somebody, I guess, like, grabbed her boob or her ass or something, and she thought it was me. Mm. And I 100% am telling the truth when I say that I did not touch her in any way like that.
Except catching her when she was going to probably get really injured.
Exactly. But, like, somebody groped her, and she thought it was me. Mm-hmm. And so that's why she was attacking me in the crowd. But afterwards, the band was, like, trying to climb over the wall. Uh-huh. And they were, like, talking shit to me and telling me that I was an R word. Uh-huh. And that my parents would be really proud to know that their son is an R word. Uh-huh. And
I've not heard this back end of this story.
Yeah, so they were saying, like, really mean, disgusting things to me, saying that, you know, I deserve to die and all this shit like that.
And you're 16.
I'm 16 years old.
Yeah.
And these guys are, like, 30.
I don't think they were 30.
Well, maybe.
They were definitely older than us.
They were definitely adults.
Yeah.
And so they were, like, telling me that they were going to wait there, you know, to let my mom know that I was a R word and a fucking molester and shit. And I was like, what the fuck? Like, I was so scared.
Yeah.
I was terrified.
Oh,
and so I think my dad, after that, like, reached out to their, like, record label and was like, this is unacceptable, blah, 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 this and that. And then, like, threatened to, like, get a lawyer, but I don't think he ever did. And I was more like, I don't want to deal with that, you know.
Dang, I didn't know it went that far.
Yeah.
Because I thought, like, if anything, like, whoever was, like, trying to help her help her up or whatever, like, something accidentally happened, like, not saying you, but just someone.
Yeah.
And then she hit you and, like, got back on stage. That's it. I didn't know it kept going after that.
So I think for them to be that mad, I feel like she had to have told him something.
Yeah.
And I think maybe somebody did, like, while she was singing.
Yeah.
Like, somebody did, like, reach around and, like, grab her tit or something. But, like...
Yeah.
But, like, she thought it was me. And it was definitely not me.
Yeah.
And at 16 years old, like, I wasn't even, like, thinking about that stuff. You know what I mean? Like, that wasn't something that I would have been into doing regardless. I wouldn't do that regardless.
Yeah.
But, like, that wouldn't be something that I would even think about doing at that age.
Yeah, that's fucking nuts.
You know?
Like I said, I didn't know the whole back end of that story at all. So...
Wow, I thought you did.
Thanks, Justin.
Chris Clock was with me. Producer Chris?
Yeah?
He was with me.
That's crazy. I wasn't there.
No. But the reason why I brought up that I already had a black eye was because it made my black eye even worse.
Yeah.
Like, I had a fucking black eye. You know, like, when black eyes get nasty and kind of droopy?
Uh-huh.
That's how I looked.
Yeah.
And it was, like, down my face, dude.
That's
it was
insane.
Disgusting. Anyway, so yeah.
So Juan's been slapped in the face.
By a celebrity.
Ish.
Yeah,
at the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's my story.
No, and like the worst part is like knowing about like the gist of people, I guess, like a majority, not majority, but like we talk mostly in the pop punk and emo scene and stuff like that, especially with like bands and you know, with the fans and everything like that. There's a lot of shitty people.
Yeah.
I would say it's a majority of good people. But of course the bad ones weigh out. Like they do enough shitty things to like stand out.
Mm-hmm.
Cause there's bands you can't really listen to anymore cause their lead singer's shitty or like, you know, like, so what I'm getting at is like, she was a female vocalist in a band that was touring with bands that have had allegations and things come out against them.
Yeah.
And I can only imagine that their fans of those people probably were pretty shitty too.
Right.
So she was in a spot that's already tough, you know, trying to break into the music scene also as a female vocalist for bands like that, you know?
Yeah.
So, I mean, you shouldn't have got all that shit, but also like, what else could have happened, you know?
Yeah.
If anything, you took the beating for some asshole who deserved it, and he left and didn't do anything else.
Yep.
So,
I mean, I wouldn't say that she was in the wrong. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, in the circumstances.
I feel like the band, though, afterwards.
Oh, yeah.
That is completely uncalled for.
Mm-hmm.
Especially to a minor.
Right.
But, I mean, if I really did, I would say yes. That is what you would expect, you know.
Yeah,
but,
get the shit kicked out of you then if you did that.
Right.
Especially you.
Right.
Yeah, but I've never known you to be like that either. So
right. No, not at all. But I do have. I'm gonna make this one quick. One more slap in the face story.
Oh shit.
Which makes me hate the reason. Which is the reason why I hate being slapped in the face.
I mean, you were okay with it before?
No, I wasn't. But now it just brings back trauma.
Oh, this is a traumatic one.
Yes. So I was 14 years old. I went to take my 2nd degree black belt test.
Mm-hmm.
And shit got out of hand at that test where one of the instructors, I'm not going to name names or whatever, but one of the instructors like was trying to test us and make sure we knew how to fight and like all this shit and took it way too far. And so we were doing what's called one-step sparring, which is like they attack you and you basically defend.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't have any gear or nothing. And he's standing there and he fucking, this huge man, this bitch slaps me across the face as hard as he could. And I was so fucking mad that at 14 years old, I beat the shit out of this 30, maybe 40-year-old man. And to the point where he was like, all right, stop. And I didn't stop. And then when I finally stopped, I was like just seeing red.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, so just that moment brings back, like, when I get slapped, like, I fucking hate it.
Yeah.
Because of that.
Yeah, I really don't have any getting slapped in the face stories. So
but that whole test in a whole got really out of hand. Not just for me.
Yeah. Sounds like it.
Mm-hmm.
So, Juan's violent, everyone. I'm just kidding.
I am not violent.
You have control now. You're not at 14, full of like hormones and shit.
Yeah.
So, whatever. But I mean, now that we've touched on like celebrity encounters, do you have a good one to make up for that bad one?
A celebrity encounter?
Yeah. I mean, we've had quite a few together. You've had more solo.
Mm-hmm.
I know one that really stood out to you. Was like at Disneyland or something. Right? You know what I'm talking about?
When I was not with you?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I met Allison Mashaka, and what her sister's name?
It's Allie and AJ, right?
Allie and AJ.
Yeah.
Yeah, I met them.
Yeah.
And I fell in love.
Yeah.
And yeah, so we met them. I think like my cousin like went to we saw them while we were eating, and then like my cousin had gone to the bathroom or something, and then they were like right there, and I was like, hey. And they're like, oh, hi, whatever. And I was just like, you're Allie and AJ. And they're like, yeah. And they had like fucking Disney Secret Service people with them. I was like, fuck.
I just picture dudes in suits with dark sunglasses and then mouse ears. It's just a Mickey hat on.
No, what they really looked like was that Secret Service agent from Lilo and Stitch.
Oh, yeah. Cobra Bubbles.
Yeah. So, yeah, and then they were like, oh, like, happy to meet a fan, whatever. Like, we're performing later tonight if you want to, stick around later. And then they were like, well, we're going to go to the Tower of Terror if you want to.
The Tower of Terror? What's that? No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah,
I know what it is.
Like, if you want to come, we're just like hanging out. I was like, okay.
Threw up all your churros.
Yeah, so my cousin got out of the bathroom and we're like, we have to go to the Tower of Terror right now. And we went there, and then I saw them again, but then like nothing really happened after that. But then I was like so like in love with
both of them,
with Allie, with Allison.
Uh-huh.
But I was like, I had like a little crush on her before from like Phil the Future or whatever. But I for some reason thought like I would see her again, and I was like, I bought her a fucking necklace with her name on it, spelled wrong too.
Weirdo.
Yeah.
How old were you?
Yeah, I was 15, I think.
Yeah.
14, 15. And
when you meet your Disney Channel crush, you go all in.
And so, because I spent money on this necklace, my mom is such a savage. She's like, well, looks like you're going to have to wear that necklace. I was like, what? She's like, you spent how much on this? I was like, I don't know. So I wore the necklace. I was like, okay. I just wore this necklace with some girl's name on it. My mom was like, you can be like, oh, he's a girlfriend or something. Really?
Your mom had your back, but she was trying to embarrass you.
Yeah. Nobody is going to believe that I have a girlfriend.
Not Juan at 15, no.
Not Juan at 15.
I'm trying to think of celebrity encounters that we've had, or that I've had solo. I know there's a lot we've had. Like, we've met a group of the cast of Doctor Who. Mm-hmm. We met Christopher Lloyd. That story was great for me because you guys ran back to my car for my Back to the Future vinyl so I could get it signed for him because there was no way I was running in the shit that I was wearing.
Yeah.
So thanks for that. I don't ever think I told you thanks for that. It meant a lot.
Anytime, dude.
Love you.
Love you, dude.
But my favorite encounter is it's really funny, and it's like no one believes this shit. But you remember when 303 was like at their prime and they were touring, and we all went to the show, and we all rode in the same car, but like 3 of you guys got in and 2 of us did not get in because it sold out.
Yep.
So it was me, and I don't remember who I was with. We did not get in the show, but you 3 did. So we had to wait outside of the venue because I think one of you guys drove. Or we had to drive you back. I don't remember exactly that detail, but we had to wait outside of the Rock while you guys watched this show. And
that was a fun show, though.
I wouldn't know, but I had fun because what had happened, their opening band was called Inner Party System. Do you remember them? And then it was 303, right? And there was other bands, but Inner Party System played. So when they were done with their set, they come out, and we're the only people sitting outside the venue except for like the security and stuff. And it's just me and whoever I was with. Still don't know who it is. Not coming to my mind. No freaking clue. They get on their bus and then they come out and they're like, "Hey, are you guys from here?" And we're like, "Yeah." I'm like, "Where can we get like munchies?" And we're like, "Okay, sick." So it's us, Inner Party System, and then one of the dudes from 303, and I don't know who it is. I don't remember which one. How old were we? This was high school, like
16,
something like that. I don't remember what I did yesterday. But so 2 of the dudes from Inner Party System, 1 of the dudes from 303, me and whoever else I was with.
I think it was Dale.
I don't remember, dude. But we all walked to a Circle K and got Hot Pockets together.
Nice.
And it was just really silly. We were just chatting and hanging out, and Inner Party System was just one of those bands that I listened to back then and haven't listened to since. But they were really chill.
That's cool, man.
I think that's one of the biggest.
That's the concert that I jumped on stage with 303 and was like dancing with them. And then when security started coming, I went crowd surfing and I just went all the way around the whole Rock, dude.
That's sick.
Yeah, it was sick.
I wish I could have been there.
I mean, you were in spirit.
I was outside.
You were outside.
The only other like big celebrity encounter that I can think of was I like shook Michael Clark Duncan's hand at the Talladega Nights premiere, which is pretty cool. Saw Will Ferrell drive up in the Wonder Bread car.
Nice.
Which was also cool. I
saw Jason Momoa stayed at my hotel.
You own a hotel?
No.
He was in the hotel you were staying in?
Yeah, for Comic-Con.
That's pretty cool.
Same with I can't remember. I can't remember his name, but he was in the Stargate show.
I don't know. I just thought of one for the 2 of us. That's kind of random. But you remember? I think his name's Mike Kaplan. He was one of the finalists for Last Comic Standing.
Oh yes.
So we went to that comedy show. And then we run into him like years later at a Comic-Con, and then another time again at the next Comic-Con.
Yeah.
And we hung out with him at the Last Comic Standing tour that they did.
Yeah.
Like, and by hung out, I mean like we're like, "Dude, your set was awesome," like chatting it up and everything.
Meet and greet type of thing.
Everyone else was talking to the other comics, and no one was really talking to him, but he was like my favorite on the show at the time. And then we've seen him perform like at least once after that at a Comic-Con, I think.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't say that he would necessarily remembered us, but he definitely was like still friendly about it and was like, "Oh yeah, we met you here and did
super
this."
Chill.
One of the like nicest celebrity interactions we've had, I think.
Yeah, I think it was like Mike Kaplan, Roy Jones.
Oh, he was great.
Felipe Esparza.
Yeah.
Dude, that shit was awesome. But the thing that I think about this every time, because I remember I got lost going to that show to the casino.
Yeah, you picked us all up.
Uh-huh.
And we got lost as shit.
Yeah. You know what casino that was?
The one that is right here.
The one that's down the street from my current house.
And look how easy it is to get to now.
Every time I drive home, like every once in a while, I'll think about that and be like, this is the fucking casino that I had to go to. And we were like in Green Valley or some shit. Like
we did not get off on 19. I don't think.
I don't remember.
It was so long ago.
I remember we got hella lost and we were late to the show. And I felt so bad.
But like you won those tickets or something, right? Like
yeah, they were free.
Yeah, I don't remember how you got them.
I don't remember how.
And now I'm thinking of more celebrity encounters that we've had. We were pretty. I mean, I was pretty chill with He Is We. You remember them? Mm-hmm. Saw them every time they came to Arizona. Bless you.
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
Say it back. The audience needs to say bless you to you before I continue.
Thank you.
Okay, sweet. So He Is We, good stuff. That was fun. They were really nice. Rachel's always just really nice.
Yeah.
There was one time we saw them here in Tucson and it was raining out and they were all chilling in their van. And I just remember them opening the doors and like, yo, what's up, dude? And like they remembered who we were. And I thought that was really cool.
Yeah.
Do you remember just like yelling or that one time at Comic-Con when we passed by Will Wheaton and he just gave us the dude nod and it was the coolest thing. Like I was like, that was fucking Will Wheaton.
It was like, what?
Yeah.
Holy
he gave us
shit.
the nod.
Yeah.
And that time I still will never get over that time that I was dressed as the TARDIS Transformer and John Barrowman walked past me and just gave me a wink. Mm-hmm. Yeah, dude. He can.
That was sick.
Whatever he needs. I'm there.
What?
I was like, I felt great in that moment. I'm like, all right. But we've definitely met quite a few celebrities in our travels. We were okay, like with most of the Never Shout Never bands. Like we were homies with most of them when they would come through Tucson. When I was like in bands and stuff.
I was friends with Ben Bruce from Asking Alexandria.
Yeah.
We got kicked out for fighting. Well, I wasn't fighting, but our friends were.
Yeah.
And he came out to the smoking area where they had us, and he was like, "Oh, what band are you here for?"
Is that how he sounds?
Yeah. And I'm like, well, for you, obviously, like fucking Asking Alexandria. He's like, get your ass back in here. I'm like, okay. It was like super cool. I have a picture with him.
Yeah.
But then like we, obviously some local celebrities like Christine.
Oh yeah.
We became really close with her.
Yeah, she's doing great.
But then she took me to the reality TV meet and greets with her one time.
Oh yeah.
In Vegas, and that was a blast.
Yeah.
I met so many like reality TV stars there, and it was like I'm a big huge like whore for reality TV.
Oh yeah, you love that shit.
And
you gobble it up.
I was just like, oh,
like I know that person.
Yeah, I talked to people from Naked and Afraid. I've met people from Big Brother Canada, Big Brother, like the older seasons. I've met people from the Challenge.
I don't even know what that is.
It's kind of like, I think originally it's spun off of like what used to be the Real World, and then they made those Real World people like do like crazy stunt challenges and stuff like that.
Okay.
So it became its own thing. But like they would always do a bunch of crossover like oh, this person was on the Real World, now they're going to go be on the Challenge. And now it's become like, okay, anyone from, Big Brother and like all these other reality shows, they go do the Challenge.
Okay. Interesting. So we've met quite a few famous-ish people. That's pretty cool. We've done a lot.
We have.
There's probably more people.
There is. I honestly have had a lot of celebrity encounters.
I feel like
I feel like there's like some pretty crucial ones that I'm not thinking of right now.
I mean, same. Like, we've been to a handful of Comic-Cons and we've met like pop culture and stuff like that, right? Like lots of people from that world.
Mm-hmm.
We've been to a lot of concerts and just kind of like been like there to see people and like get to meet them and like talk to them or whatever.
Right.
But like my most influential one was when you and me went to the Valley Folk.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't necessarily call them celebrities, but they're like internet stars or influencers, whatever you want to call it. But they did one show outside of the state that they are based in to prove to everyone that they could sell out a show.
Right.
And they did. I mean, you got tickets.
We got tickets.
We went to the show.
We went to the show.
Front-ish row.
Front-ish row.
We were pretty close. And I was such a huge fan of them, and I know you were fans of them, but like I was like afraid to talk to them.
Yeah.
That's how much I like looked up to these people, because they were all like on SourceFed, which I started going to college because I wanted to apply for SourceFed, and then it got canceled like the same week I started school, basically.
Yeah.
So like I had been like watching these people for years, and now I'm seeing them in person. And then I just remember like they were taking pictures with everybody when you left, and they were only told like handfuls of people like, hey, we're gonna go to do karaoke and get drinks after this. And you and me are like both have to work in the morning.
Yeah.
And I was like, do you want to go?
And
you're
we're
like,
in Phoenix.
Yeah, and we're in Phoenix, so 2 hours away. And I'm like, Juan, you want to go? And you're like, fuck it.
Yeah.
I think we both maybe had half of a drink.
Yeah.
But we were really there just to like meet everyone. So like I had a really good conversation with Elliot and with Lee, and I was way too afraid to talk to Steve. Because he was like my idol. I was like, this guy, I love
He's
Steve.
also such a big personality that is like a
and
little
we were
intimidating. Yeah.
And we had drank earlier in the day.
Yeah. And Lee liked my shirt.
Yeah, everyone loved your shirt, and I was
everybody loved.
And
my
I just
shirt.
remember telling Juan, I was like, dude, we're going to like a fancy place. You shouldn't wear that. And you're like, no, it'll be fine.
I had this tank top, and it was just a giant face of a lion.
And it ended up in the video.
Yeah, it was in their YouTube video or their.
It was like their promo video.
Yeah,
for
promo
the show.
video. It was like every time we were walking around downtown Phoenix before the show, like 6 people. Hey, I like your shirt.
It was just
thanks.
such a weird shirt. And I just remember saying, like, I looked at the area, dude. It's like a fancy area of Phoenix.
I just remember him telling me, "Don't wear that shirt.
Don't wear that shirt."
Come on, like, it's cool."
But like, I remember you saying, like, it is awkward because we went to that bar in the beginning of the day, and it was way too nice for how both of us were dressed.
Yeah.
And you're just like, I shouldn't wear the shirt.
And
hey,
it was
nice
shirt.
Oh, okay, never mind. We're good.
Nice shirt. Nice shirt. It's everybody all night. Nice shirt. It was a tank top.
It was a
Not
tank
even
top
shirt.
with a lion on it. But yeah, no, I think that was probably my favorite, like, celebrity interaction, like, because it was real. We were in the bar with them, watching them do karaoke.
Yeah.
I think me and you were talking about doing a song, but we're like, no, we gotta go home.
Yeah.
But yeah, shout out to the Valley Folk.
Shout out.
I'm still really huge fans of Elliot and Steve, and it was just really cool to see everyone like in person. And it was the silliest shit I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
Their
that
show
shit was so fun.
We were laughing the entire time. But yeah, I think that's a gist of our celebrity encounters. So at least the most memorable ones.
Yeah.
I don't really count encounters as like a handshake or a high five most of the time. Because it's like, cool, yeah, I've gotten high fives from like Weezer and
well, when I did the Hangover 3,
yeah,
I was in, so it wasn't in the movie, but the deleted scene. We did that take like, I don't know, like 20 some times, and it was just me walking across the street
in that same tank top.
No.
Oh, okay.
Not the same tank top. Look, there's a cardinal.
This is what we get for opening the window. There's a cardinal
There's a
sitting
cardinal
right outside.
just chilling.
I wish you could see it. We should definitely set a video
Let's try to
someday.
take a picture. Keep talking, Brendan.
But you were doing the Hangover talk. I'm not part of this conversation. We both auditioned for that role.
We did.
and Juan got it. And then they picked some random dude who apparently looked like me to be your friend that you were walking with, right? Yeah. So we don't know why they didn't just pick the two of us. But it was just so random. But Juan you can see the back of Juan's head. And I think if you just post that picture though on the Instagram now, that people will understand what we're talking about. We'll post it the day this episode comes out.
We're just chilling, dude.
Juan gets very excited when he sees cardinals.
I love cardinals, and I saw a blue jay here once.
No way.
Yeah, I swear.
That's a great segue to birds. Now we're going to talk about birds.
Yeah.
But yeah, Juan was in The Hangover 3. You can see the back of his head in one of the scenes.
Okay, so yeah, so when we were like doing that take for the deleted scene, it was all of them. It was Bradley Cooper,
Mm-hmm.
Ed Helms,
Mm-hmm.
Ken Jeong,
Mm-hmm.
Zach Galifianakis, and that's all of them, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was all of them, and they were like walking in a group across the street, and I had to like cross the street and like cross their paths. And so like every time we'd reset, they'd come and like Ken Jeong was like super nice. He was just like, "Hey man, good job. Thanks for helping out and all this stuff." And I was like,
I'm just walking.
yeah. I'm like, "You're welcome."
Yeah.
I'm like, "Holy shit." And he like shook my hand. He had like these huge hands, dude.
Yeah.
Like wrapped around my hand like 3 times, dude.
Oh, that's so funny. I wish I could have been there.
I wish you could have been there. But yeah, the guy that was my buddy, he did look like you, but he was like older and he had like a beard like this long, dude. And I was
How
like,
long? Because they can't see you.
Oh yeah, like down to the nips, dude. I was like, dude, what are you doing in Mexico?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
what would I have been doing in Mexico?
right.
You know?
So yeah, that was a lot of fun.
Hell yeah. But I think now is game time.
I think so.
Because we've done a lot of talking and not a lot of gaming. So I think we were gonna start with Would You Rather. I think there's a couple of them that you have prepared.
Okay.
And then after that, I have a couple cards here, from what's essentially the Newlywed Game, but for friends.
Right.
I have picked a selection randomly from the deck at home.
Uh-huh.
And I have these whiteboards, which we will ask the question or whatever, and we can write down our answers.
Uh-huh.
But it doesn't really matter because they can't see what's going on. So we can make anything up.
Right. What you gonna do when you get out of jail?
Probably set up the cameras so we can start doing video podcasts.
That sounds good. Sounds good to me,
So
dude.
after my stint in jail, what am I going to jail for? I don't know. Probably not paying my rent.
Not paying taxes.
Not paying taxes.
Tax evasion.
Tax evasion. That's me.
All right. So
Okay.
would you rather? So would you rather have a completely automated home or a self-driving car?
So my question to your question is, how self-driving is this car? Like, is it completely self-driving? Like, in this situation, completely self-driving? I think you can make that up.
Yes.
So, like, I could turn the seat around and do whatever the fuck I want the entire time.
Take a nap.
I'd want the car then. Just
Okay.
imagine, like, planning a trip and you
Yeah.
got to drive.
And not have to drive.
Yeah. That sounds great.
It's like getting on a train.
It's like taking a bus.
It's like taking a bus.
No, but like, think about it. If you got like a self-driving van and there's like 5 of you guys in there and just like play card games, or like, oh dude, let's play Mario Kart the entire drive. Like,
That would be sick.
that makes such a better road trip than someone having to consistently drive that 6 to 12 hours you're going somewhere.
Right.
Especially where we live, there's nothing fun here.
Exactly.
You got to drive 6 hours minimum to do something fun.
Exactly.
So I'd say the car. The house would be sick, but I'm just thinking of the mortgage payments, you know?
Yeah. How expensive that would be.
What about you?
I would also pick the self-driving car Mainly because I am driving all the time.
Yeah.
And it's like I just drove to California like a week ago. And that would have been really nice.
To just take a nap?
In that long stretch. Not even necessarily take a nap,
No,
but just to not have to like...
Think about like taking that drive though and just leaving at like 10 o'clock at night and just sleeping the entire drive, and you get there super early in the morning and you're ready to go. Yeah. The car all the way.
For sure.
What you got next?
I'm going to skip the next two because I already read those to you. Would you rather be completely invisible for one day or able to fly for one day?
Both could be fun. But I think flying would be the most fun of the two.
Yeah.
Because like being invisible, like as a kid, you think about what you do if you're invisible. It's like, oh, I'd rob a bank. Oh, I'd like do this thing. It's like none of that shit. You can't do it. Like, especially now, like in the 90s when we were thinking about this, it's like, yeah, you can rob a bank. Like there's not that much security. No, there's more now.
Like, calm down, Kevin Bacon. Jesus.
But I think flying would be really fun for an entire day.
Yeah.
Like, I'd be pissed when I couldn't fly anymore. But flying.
I want to say flying is like the one superpower that I still wish I had.
Yeah, I think it's really underrated too. Like, superheroes who can fly, they're just like, yeah, I can fly. It's like, you can fly.
You can fucking fly,
like,
dude.
That's sick.
Dude, I still, at 30 years old, fantasize about flying.
Yeah, you ever just stand at the top of your house and just think about, like, I could take off.
Dude.
Let me try it.
I could fucking take off right now. Fucking swear to God.
I'm here for it. I'm going.
Okay, would you rather travel the world for a year, all expenses paid, or have $40,000 to spend on whatever you want?
So the $40,000 would barely cover my student debt. Traveling the world for a year would be amazing, but I don't think you can get to all of the world in a year and be happy, like be satisfied. Like, I hate taking like weekend trips to places I've never been to because I don't feel like it's enough time.
Yeah. And then you gotta take time off of work.
Yeah.
And blah, blah,
so
blah.
I'd probably go with the 40.
Okay.
Most of my student debt would be paid off. And then I probably wouldn't spend all of it on my student debt, but I'd maybe pay off my car or something, you know?
Right.
But so I'd probably do that. Like, just take off a burden for a lifetime, you know?
Right.
Traveling the world would be sick. And you could take some of that 40 and go to a place for like a week. You know what I mean? Go to a place you want to go for a week. So that's my go-to.
I would agree. I would say the 40,000.
Yeah.
I'd be happy with 10,000.
Same.
Would you rather have super sensitive taste buds or super sensitive hearing?
I already can't hear very well. And I think it's a blessing most of the time. Because I can just look at people and be like, I didn't listen to what you said. But I feel like super sensitive taste would then cause you to be more like, have you ever ate something and you're like, yeah, it's okay. You know, like you're just eating something, drinking something, whatever, and you're like, yeah, the flavor's all right. But if you had more sensitive taste, you're like, no, it's disgusting. I'm never going to do this again. But what if your favorite foods are actually disgusting?
Right. Like you can taste all the notes now. And you can taste all the flavor palettes, and it's like, ugh.
But like with super sensitive hearing, you could hear someone sneaking up on you.
Yeah.
You could hear people talking shit in the next room.
Yeah.
You could hear someone fart like across the room and be like, I know exactly who it was.
I'm farting right now.
I can hear it. I think the hearing would be better because I wouldn't want food to be ruined like that. And then, but also you could probably make a good job out of tasting things like that. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's an interesting one.
So this next one is pretty interesting. Would you rather lose all your money and valuables or lose all the pictures you have ever taken?
So me personally, I don't have a lot of money or valuables. So they mean more to me in that sense, I guess. Like,
Mm-hmm.
the things that I value are probably different than what you value, in a sense.
Right.
But the things that I do have that are valuable to me, does it mean money value or like sentimental value? That's my question.
Well, when people say valuables, maybe sentimental is included in that.
Okay. So I'd probably go with the pictures, just because I don't keep a lot of pictures anyways.
Yeah.
It would suck to lose a couple of the pictures of like me and my grandparents.
Right.
But at least I've had the memories and the things they've given me, like things they've left for me and things like that. So maybe that. I'd probably go with pictures. If we're going sentimental.
And you
value.
can take more.
You can take more pictures. You just lose them.
Yeah. Okay. Would you rather? Okay, I love this one.
Okay.
Would you rather speak to animals or speak 10 foreign languages?
I feel like animals would just talk a lot of shit.
So, if you decide to speak 10 foreign languages, that'll help you out
Right.
tremendously in your life.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking to animals is just cool.
Yeah.
Like,
so do you want to be cool or do you want to like prosper?
I want to be cool as fuck, dude. I want to be unique.
You're going to talk to animals?
I want to talk to animals.
You'd be
all
like
day.
Dr. Doolittle.
I want to be Dr.
Dude,
Doolittle.
you'd be a great vet then.
I could talk to Echo.
Yeah.
Even though she already gives me sass. And I know what she's saying.
Yeah.
Like today, she was just like, "Rah, rah, rah, rah." I was like, what the fuck did you say to me? She's like, "Rah, rah, 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 rah."
And then you're like, oh.
Oh, you need your water bowl cleaned. Ugh. She like drops her food in her water bowl and she refuses to drink her water when there's food in it. But she drops food in it every fucking day.
Separate them.
I try.
But like, could you just imagine like waking up in the middle of the night and just hearing an echo just going off about how shitty you are?
I don't think so. I think she loves me.
But I'd probably pick the languages because again, it would help and it'd be fun. Like to just know these languages and be around people who speak it and they don't think you speak it.
Yeah.
Then you're a god at that point. You got another one? Last one?
All right, last one. Would you rather never play video games again or never use your favorite mobile app?
Well, my favorite mobile app is a video game at the moment, or Snapchat. So I'd probably just switch to texting then.
Mm-hmm.
But video games are like my wind down thing at the end of a long day or a long work week.
Yeah.
Similar to like how you like watch movies or TV shows sometimes, right? It's like that's what calms you down. Like it's your comfort zone.
Yeah.
For me, it's like playing video games is that. It's playing video games replaced like the 5 beers I would have after a night of work or a day of work. So I don't drink as much as I used to and I play video games instead. So I enjoy video games. I'll probably stop using Snapchat then.
Nice.
What about you? You don't play video games.
I
so
don't
that's
play
easy.
video games, so I stopped playing video games.
Yeah. No more Candy Crush.
I haven't touched it since we talked
No more
about
Solitaire.
it. I actually haven't been playing any games.
What the fuck?
Actually, you know what?
What?
There was a game I started playing in California.
What game?
It's called Cluster Duck.
What is that? Don't pull it up right now. Show me later.
No,
Show me later.
I have to show you.
Oh wait, no, I think I have played this.
So
I've seen this. Yeah,
You're
you make mutated
breeding
ducks.
Mutated ducks.
Yeah, no, never mind. I've definitely seen this.
See, look, there's one ready to hatch right there. Look.
Oh, hatch it.
Ready? It's
Is
an
that
ood.
it's a Cthulhu duck.
Looks like an ood.
It does.
I got this fucking
Now Juan is just showing me his app when we have 5 minutes left in this episode.
snake ducks.
Oh my gosh.
Anyways, yeah. So I've been breeding pretty crazy ducks, dude.
Yeah.
Anyways.
That sounds fun.
Yeah.
I like that. I think I played it and I was like, what is this? And I stopped.
Mm-hmm.
But
It's fun.
yeah, dude.
It's fun.
So we are coming up towards the end of the episode here.
Mm-hmm.
We might be able to do some of these cards if you're feeling up for it, or we can save it for another episode. We went on a tangent about celebrity interactions, which isn't a bad thing.
Right.
It just is a different plan than we had. We did answer some fan questions.
Yeah.
I do have another one on the list if you want to talk about that for the next couple minutes.
Sure.
Sweet. So we can save this game for next time on a future episode. Not necessarily next time.
Right.
But someone just said, because the question I put on Instagram was, what do you want to hear us talk about? And someone out there in the listening verse just said Taylor Swift in all caps. So we're not going to talk about Taylor Swift. So I'm going to rework that question to be, what's your favorite Taylor Swift cover? Like a song by another artist or band that's a cover of a Taylor Swift song.
Well, my favorite is Blank Space by I Prevail.
It's a good one.
It's a little more heavier version of that song.
Yeah.
And then my second favorite would probably be Love Story by the Somerset.
Did they do that cover?
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, I might need to listen to it again.
Yeah, they have. I think the only version I've heard is the live version.
Yeah. And it was good.
It was good.
It was good.
It was good.
So for me, I have a couple favorite Taylor Swift covers.
Okay.
Number one is All Too Well by Dan Campbell, the lead singer of the Wonder Years.
Nice.
He did a cover of All Too Well. And when I first heard that song, I did not know it was a Taylor Swift cover.
Oh, really?
I thought it was one of his songs.
Just a good song.
Yeah, I was like, this is great. So that was top of the list for me. There's another one, and I can never remember the artist who does it, but it's Anti-Hero, and it just came out. Gosh, who does it? It's by Speak Low. Anti-Hero by Speak Low. Those two covers, really solid. And the funny thing is, last night at work, I'm talking to one of my coworkers, and he just stops and goes, "This is a pop punk cover of a Taylor Swift song." And I'm like, "No, it's not." And we look it up, and they're on the work radio. They're playing a pop punk cover of a Taylor Swift song.
Really?
Which I just thought was really funny. But yeah, the Dan Campbell, All Too Well is really solid. We need the 10-minute version by him. So he needs to cover that version now. Because his cover is just freaking great. And I show it to anyone I possibly can ever.
Really?
So, and then Alex Melton does a couple Taylor Swift covers and makes some pop punk. And he does a really great job on those too. So
nice.
Big shout out to him.
I feel like my covers are pretty old.
They are. They're from like the Punk Goes Pop era. Yeah. I like that one too, though. That Blank Space cover is like the only I Prevail song I listen to.
Well, that's how I was introduced to I Prevail.
Yeah.
And then I went to like 7 of their concerts after that.
No, it's funny that you say that because there's bands I love now, and I was introduced to them from covers on those types of albums back in the day. Like He Is We. Yeah. I found them because they did a cover on, I think it's like Hopeless in Love or something like that. I don't remember what the album's called. And then Knuckle Puck did a cover of Chocolate on one of those. And that's how I found Knuckle Puck. And I just think that's really funny. That how many bands like I should have been listening to earlier that did cover songs and now we like them. But yeah, so we talked about Taylor Swift. I hope you're happy.
Speaking of Knuckle Puck, remember on our episode before last, we talked about how social media is kind of taking a turn and like not really helpful for like photos and stuff. And we talked about all that. Well, I did a little test. Okay. And I posted a picture on Instagram.
Yeah.
The one, the picture of the snow that you liked.
Oh, it's such a good one.
And
I was like, this is an emo or this is like a pop punk cover, like a Midwest emo cover.
Yeah. So I posted it,
Mm-hmm.
and 38 likes, I guess,
Mm-hmm.
pretty good. And accounts reached, right?
Mm-hmm.
Total accounts reached 224.
Okay.
Okay, not bad, right? These are my analytics for Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I posted the one picture on TikTok, one
Mm-hmm.
with the Knuckle Puck song.
Yeah.
Okay, 1,014 views.
Okay.
Not
No.
very many likes,
Yeah, but people saw it.
but people saw it.
Yeah, they just didn't like what they saw.
Yeah, right. But it's just like the fact that it went that much further
Mm-hmm.
than Instagram,
Yeah.
which is the original photo sharing app.
Yeah.
That was my test. I was
You
like,
did it.
TikTok is. I posted one picture. I didn't even do the fucking
The slideshow.
the slideshow. It was just one pic, and did way better than Instagram.
That's crazy.
What the hell?
TikTok is the ruler
And I'm
of all.
actually gaining followers from TikTok, and not Instagram. Isn't that weird?
That's so weird. But it makes sense because, like we talked about, like TikTok reigns. It's like it's in charge of everything at this point.
Right.
So I
think that's gonna be it for
Jump
the
ship.
episode today.
go to TikTok.
Go to TikTok.
everyone go to TikTok.
Get out of everything else.
Just TikTok. That's
Just
all you
TikTok, nothing else.
need. And Spotify, because you should definitely drop us a follow.
yeah,
For all you Apple Podcast listeners, follow the podcast. Leave us
Yeah.
a like.
follow it.
Download the episodes. It helps out.
It definitely does help
Um,
out. Subscribe.
Subscribe, as they say.
Mhm.
Also, though, like, get rid of everything else. Just go to TikTok. No, I'm just kidding. We're not even on TikTok yet.
No,
Shit.
we should be.
We should have been this whole time.
Probably
Probably would help.
when we have video.
Yeah.
It'll be better.
So like keep an eye out for there. Follow us on all the social medias.
And thank you for listening to BJ in the Morning. I'm Juan,
I'm Brendan.
and we'll talk to you next time.
Bye. All right, Juan, you got another would you rather real quick?
Would you rather have to listen to only Justin Bieber or only Ariana Grande for the rest of your life?
Uh,
How about no?
yeah, no's good.